welcome to class. So we have decided that we like starting our class in the morning with our pranayama and then a little meditation and then move into the asana. So that's what we're going to do again this morning. So find a comfortable seat where you can be still for about 15, 20 minutes. And then the rest of the class, the other minutes will be dedicated to asana and our movement. But first, just finding a seat. And when you get there, just do a little asana so that you get comfortable in the hip area, maybe a little side extension, maybe a tiny little twist to either side, just to get the body comfortable in the seat for the morning. Good. And really try to ground down. If you'd like anything for your meditation, a little blanket or anything, go ahead and get that now so that you have it with you and you don't have to get up between pranayama and meditation. Because the breath practice, we want that to leave us in the meditative calm state so that we can hopefully move right into meditation. Okay. And then one of the things that we've talked about meditation, I can teach you concentration. I can teach you a word to concentrate on. It's mind yoga, right? It is controlling the mind. So like, let's say you take the word Om and you try to concentrate on Om and your words are Om. And then you think about what am I going to have for breakfast? And then Om. And then where did I leave my car keys last night? And then Om, right? So the mind is doing what the mind does. Our job is to bring it back gently, kind of like a toddler that just ran out away from us. Just bring them back gently, right? So you bring the mind back very gently. And again, Om, Om, Om. If it runs away, you bring it back, Om, Om. And so that is concentration. That is dharana. Dhyan, which is meditation, is when you actually do that. And so that I can't know whether you do that or not. So that's up to you to gauge at the end of the practice how well your meditation went. Was it stuck in dharana, concentration with all of the fluctuations? Was it a meditation where it's poured smoothly and you could concentrate on that one object, whether it be Om or a candle flame or the full moon or whatever you concentrated on? Or is it samadhi where you actually felt like you merged with the object? So just to keep that in mind, it's all your personal practice and how it filters through your own incarnation, okay? So start with our comfortable seat, bringing the hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra, and just letting the head bow a little. Just take the chin a little closer to the chest, but don't pull it, just as much as feels natural. The back of the neck is long. Your eyes can go to the floor, or you can take a soft gaze toward the floor, or you can actually close your eyes, whichever feels most comfortable to you. And settling into your seat, relaxing your sit bones onto the floor, legs and feet, relaxing. And out of that relaxed base, feeling the spine lift up. As you exhale, bring the belly to the spine and just bring the belly in. And then relax your belly and let the spine continue to lengthen up. So breath is relaxed. With gratitude, we salute all the great yoga masters, past and present. With joy, we recognize the excellent wisdom teachings of yoga, Ayurveda. And with vigor, we dedicate ourselves to self-transforming practice. What do you need this morning for self-transformation? Bring a thought into your mind. And then let it slip down into your heart space to be brought back at the end of class. Join me if you can in an Om, exhaling the breath out and inhaling to chant. Om. Letting the eyes flutter open. And then just relaxing your hands to your legs for a moment. So today, our breath practice, we're going to try to lengthen the inhale just a little, and you're going to lengthen it compared to your breath. So I want us to try to do the breath in the belly, just so that we engage our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest system. So just let your hands rest lightly on your belly and try to bring your inhale into the belly. And as you exhale, pull your belly back. Use your muscles to pull it back, but inhale, let the muscles go. Couple more, just abdominal breaths. Belly relaxes and expands. Belly comes back on the exhale. Relaxes and expands. Comes back on the exhale. And now just count your inhale and add 2 counts to your exhale. If you counted 4, exhale 6. Count your inhale and add 2 counts. Don't strain, just doing whatever is natural. Inhale, exhale. So just adding 2 counts. So if you're inhaling 4, exhale 6. If you're inhaling 6, exhale 8. Relax the belly as you inhale. Use the abdominal muscles as you exhale. Three more. If your inhale gets longer, extend your exhale. Good. And then bring the practice to a close for a moment. Just rest. Let your hands just rest on your legs. Your eyes again can move to the floor, or you can close them completely just for a few soft breaths. Wherever the breath goes in the body, let it be natural and uncontrolled. And then with no hands there, just flip your palms to a receiving mode, palms facing upward. The eyes can stay closed or the soft gaze to the floor. Same practice, no hands. Exhale, belly to spine. Inhale, count your inhale. Exhale, add 2 counts. Continue. If your inhale grows, your exhale grows. How big your inhale is depends upon the efficiency of your exhale. A few more. The belly relaxes as the inhale fills. Just notice the inhale may get longer. Exhale a little longer. And really use your abdominal muscles at the end of the exhale. Pull the belly to the spine, relax the muscles, and let the breath in. And then making a conscious decision to either flip your palms and contain yourself, or keeping your palms to the ceiling and receiving. We're moving right into a meditation. And the meditation itself is on our uncontrolled breath. So just letting the breath be what it is. And as you inhale, just say the word to yourself, so. And as you exhale, say the word to yourself, hung. That I am. You can also use English, that on the inhale, I am on the exhale. Not controlling the breath, just naming it with the mantra. So hum. It'll be as fast or as slow as your breath. So hum. So hum. The mind comes back gently. So hum. So hum. Gently. So Bringing our meditation to a close, releasing the mudra with the hands, letting the mantra go, and just sitting for a moment and notice the quality of your thoughts. I have incense on the other side of the room, and it has drifted its way over here. Some citronella for the mosquitoes. Okay, so staying in our seat. So I'm just in my cross-legged seat. Let me scoot back a little so you can see my asana a little bit better. Okay, good. So I'm just seated in a cross-legged seat. If you just put if your meditation was in a cross-legged seat, just change the leg that's on top. Okay. So whichever way you had it, switch it up. Because we're going to sit for just a little bit longer, but we're going to mix up our legs while we do these shoulder and head things. So just a few rolls with the shoulder and then the other direction. Just a few shoulder rolls. Good. And then just let your shoulders be completely relaxed for a moment. Just shoulders relaxed. Arms are just resting. Shoulders are relaxed. And then without doing anything else, just gently turn your left ear towards your left shoulder. Keep your face facing forward. Don't look down or up. Just keep facing forward and let the left ear drop toward the shoulder. Nothing more. And then let's take the left arm out to the side, reach the arm out to the side, flip the palm, so palm facing ceiling, and then take the arm over and just put a tiny bit of weight on your head. Tiny. You can feel the SCM, the sternocleidomastoid, just lengthening on the other side. Just that little bit of weight. And then instead of just pulling our neck up and tensing the sternocleidomastoid, just bring your hand around to the other side and push your head back up. Good. And then just release the arm and be still. Just notice how the SCM just kind of comes back into place. And then let right ear toward the right shoulder. Don't lift the shoulder. Keep the shoulder relaxed. Just the ear a little bit toward the shoulder. And then let's stretch out the right arm, palm facing down initially, and then flip the palm. Bend the arm, take it up, and just rest a little bit of weight, not too much. And again, now this time feeling the left SCM, just noticing it. The scalenes, that sort of collar that we have around our neck. And then again, just walk your fingers over to the right side and press your head back up. Good, all the way back up, just rest your arms. Great, and then take both hands and prepare them behind you. You're gonna just release the head into the hands. Keep the neck long. So you're holding your occipital bone, the very back of your skull. You're looking at the ceiling, but your hands are supporting. And once you can relax your head and neck, try to relax, but you've got it supported. And then slowly use your arms and hands and bring your head back into neutral. Elbows a little closer. Good. And then release your arms. And then take the chin toward the chest. Chin moving toward the chest. Just looking down for a moment. Don't press it in any harder, just wherever it goes. And then take your hand and put it on your forehead and press your head back up. Good. And then extend your legs out in front in Dandasana. We're going to do the next little bit just with our legs in front. You're welcome to put a pillow. If you have tight hamstrings this morning, we haven't worked on them at all. You're welcome to put a block or a pillow underneath your knees. That'll help stay nice and gentle on your hamstrings and your low back. It'll keep your low back safer if you have a block underneath your knees. Good. Okay, and now the chin headed out over the left shoulder. Just head it out over the left shoulder. Keep looking to the left. Don't look at the screen. You don't need to look for this. Take your left index finger and place it on the right side of your chin. Left index finger on the right side of your chin. Just think about it. And then press your head a little bit further and then release your finger and hand. And just notice that it went there without any strain. And then notice something behind you so you can kind of catch your gaze and then bring your head back to center. Good. So that little hand just helped you go a little bit further, and now go there and you'll see that it was safe to go and you went all the way. But your autonomic nervous system stopped you where it thought it was safe. And now it knows it's safer to go a little bit more. Come back into the center. And now take our chin and place it over toward the right shoulder. Just looking to the right, face is upright, not looking down or to the side, or just looking over to the left side, right out in front. Right side, sorry. And then right fingertip to your chin, index finger to your chin. And then press your head just a little bit more over to the right. Just look and see if you can see anything else. Don't strain your shoulder, nothing else, just using the neck. Stay for a little bit. And then bring your head back front and center. Just bring it back. And then take it again over to the side. And you'll see that it goes where it went with a little help. Good. And then come back to center. All righty. Good. And now take our gaze up to the ceiling over on the left side, up toward the ceiling. Good. Just gazing up for a moment. And bring it back into neutral, and then gazing up to the right side of the ceiling. Release your jaw. Don't be pulling your jaw in and out. Just let your jaw be, your mandible be slack. Good, and then come back into neutral. And then take your gaze down right beside your left hip to the floor. And bring it back into neutral, and then over to the right side, down to the floor. And bring it back into neutral. Okay, good. And now let's do our legs for a moment. So we're going to just take the left foot and bring it in close to the right, right sit bone. I'm sitting on my pillow still. And then you can place the block underneath your knee if you'd like it. And this right leg can be here. You can cross it over. You can be wherever you want with it. I'm going to keep mine right here, nice and tall. So I'm just sitting up. I could twist right now, but I'm going to work still on the shoulders and the neck for a little bit longer. Okay. So go ahead and take your right arm up, right knee is up, over or back, wherever it's most comfortable. Just reaching up. Good. And then bend your elbow and just play with your tricep for just a moment. And then keep your just press into the tricep. Your right palm is on your shoulder blade. So right palm is on your shoulder blade. Good. Looking forward. And then slowly keep your head engaged with your arm and gaze over to the left side. Good. And then release the right arm up toward the ceiling. Just reach up. And then you're going to bring your chin back into neutral. And then you're going to look over past your right arm. Just look past your right arm, behind it if you can. And then come back into the center and release the arm and the leg. Good. And then we're going to go to the other side. So tuck your right heel in close to your left sit bone. And this leg can stay here. It can go over. And you can put this underneath your leg or not, just finding yourself comfortable. This is my good hip, so it doesn't require the block. Other side does. Nice and tall. And then take the left arm up toward the ceiling. Reach toward the ceiling. Bend the elbow. just release the tricep a little, just moving up. Good. Palm is on your shoulder. Good. Really lift up on your sit bones. You're sitting tall on your sit bones. Good. And then go ahead and just keep your head in contact with your arm as you take your gaze and move your head over to the right side. And then bring it back to the center. Just keep it in contact with the arm. Leave the arm up, take the arm all the way up now. It's a little bit easier here if you just take the arm out of the way and look to the back of the arm. Good, and then come back to the center and release that arm. And then take the soles of the feet together. If you have your blocks handy, you're welcome to put them underneath your knees either way, up on your sit bones. Excuse me, nice and tall. And then take both arms up for a moment, both arms up. Good, bring them down to shoulder height. Cross them over and do eagle arms for just a moment. And then take your chin up toward the ceiling and bring your chin back into neutral. So just lifting the head with your arms in eagle. Don't release the head, just lift it as much as is comfortable for you to look up and back into neutral. And up and back into neutral. Good. Notice you had your right arm on top, come across, open, goddess arms for a moment. Shoulders are down. Don't let your shoulders creep up. Shoulders are down. Okay, and now left arm on top. Reach, reach, reach. Fold the back of the arms. You can fold the hands or just keep them back sides together. And then working with the head and the neck, keep the elbows at shoulder height and just looking up and back to neutral. And up and back to neutral. Two more. Don't let your head go. Keep it controlled. Good. And then open the arms, goddess pose. Good. And then arms parallel to the floor. Let your shoulders raise up and press them down. So elevate the shoulders and depress the shoulders. Elevate the shoulders and depress the shoulders. One more. Elevate the shoulders and depress the shoulders. Good. And then just relax your arms. You can just put your hands on your shins for a moment. Roll them back and down and just relax the shoulders. Try to relax them completely for a moment. And then we have one more arm posture, Gomukhasana arms. And you can do Gomukhasana legs, which is what we were close to a moment ago. You can do Gomukhasana legs if you'd like, any kind of wrapping the legs one over the other. So if you'd like, go ahead and take your left leg again in and your right leg over. We did the other one, it may be a little bit easier now. So, and you also can do just a regular Sukhasana, just sit in easy pose, okay? So you can make your choice about Gomukhasana legs or not. You're also welcome to have the leg up here or still up here like we did it the first time, okay? So whichever is most comfortable. Great. And then we're going to take our arms out to the side. So we have our left leg on the floor. Our left arm is going to come into internal rotation. So hitchhiking thumb, roll it over, down and back and reach around. And you can even see my hand over on the right side. Flip the palm, the right arm stays in external rotation. Bring it up and bend the elbow, just like we did our tricep pull. And you can see if you have your hands to hold on to, your fingertips to touch. If not, just hold on to your back. Just place your palm, front of the palm of the palm itself on the upper arm and the back of the hand on the lower arm. Just press them into your back. Belly to spine, lift. Good. And then let's release both arms and take them up overhead. Hands to the heart. Good. And then lean back and switch legs. Good. This is my bad hip and it's not going anywhere except just right up here. So wherever you find it nice and comfortable. Good. The same thing with the other one. So now we have the right leg on the bottom, right arm is going to go on the bottom. Hitchhike thumb toward me to the floor and back behind you. A lot of internal rotation. And just walk that hand and arm up your back. And then flip the left palm toward the ceiling, external rotation, adduction, bend the elbow. And if you've got anything to hold on to, great. Just keeping nice and long and tall, belly to spine. Breathe. Smooth out your breath. And then on the next inhale, we're going to take both of our arms up overhead. And exhale, hands into the heart. Good. So let's unleash our legs. Take them just out in front of us with the knees bent gently for a moment. Good. And then we're going to lean to the side a little. So take both of your legs over to the right side. And now you're leaning on your left sit bone, and that's fine. Just lean on your left sit bone. Go ahead and put your left hand on the floor. Right arm out as far as you can, flip the palm, and then bring the arm up and over a little. So just a slight arch to that upper arm, over. Great. Now press your left hip a little bit toward the floor, but don't press it in. It doesn't have to touch fully, but don't let it just like come all the way up and over yet, okay? So just notice where you are in the pose. And then it's going to be your left elbow that guides you for a moment. So your left elbow is going to reach you over just to a long line and back, and long line and back, and long line of the spine. Good. Now take your gaze to the floor, down to your palm hand, back of the hand, just to gaze down at the floor. Good. Keep your neck as an extension of your spine. Bring your head back into neutral. And then take your gaze, keep your head long, neck long. Look up to your arm, the pit of the elbow, the eye of the elbow, and then back into neutral, and then press off. Good. And just relax the arms. And then let's switch the legs over to the left side. And your right hand on the floor, right hand on the floor. So push your left sit bone just a little bit further down. Go ahead and keep it down. Great. And then sweep up your arm. Let it arc a little bit. Just let it arc so it's not, you can relax it a little. Good. Your shoulder is open. Okay, good. And then we're going to let the elbow guide us down and up and down and up, down and up and down and up. And this time when we go down, we're going to stay down. Keep your neck long. Don't tuck your chin in. Neck long. Look down at your hand. Keep your neck and head long. Bring your gaze back to neutral. And then take your gaze up to the eye of the elbow. And back into neutral. Press up. Good, all the way up. Just relax the arms. And then bring back legs into Vajrasana. Good. Peel the toes apart for a moment. Hold onto your shins. Roll your shoulders back and down. And then just for a moment, we're going to take the head over to the left. Sit up nice and tall. Push into your sit bones. Bring the chin back to neutral and then over to the right. And back to neutral. One more time to the left. And neutral. One more time to the right. And just noticing if your range of motion has changed since your very first one. Good. Look up. Don't lose your head. and neutral, and look down and neutral. Look over to the side of the left side up to the ceiling and back to neutral, and to the right and back to neutral, down toward your knee and neutral, right knee and neutral. Good. And then let's bring the knees back together, squeeze them for a moment. We have been working on the legs, whether we know it or not. And then we're going to move into table pose just to give us a little bit more movement of the spine this morning. So when we move into table, just remembering our neck today, because we are often thinking, and a lot of times when people do table and do cat pose, they sort of throw their neck back. So I want you to think about your neck being long and always having some space where you could get your little finger there and you wouldn't have it flat laying on, okay? Ready? So we're gonna do cat pose. We're gonna exhale and curl the spine toward the ceiling. The chin tucks a little into the chest. Inhale, neutral. Exhale the other direction, tailbone toward the head, head toward the tailbone. And neutral, but focus on your neck. Vidalasana. Inhale, neutral. Exhale. Inhale, neutral. Two more. Last one. Good. And then let's come up onto our knees for a moment. Good. So our head and our neck and our standing poses is super important. And when we do Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nasal breath, we're actually playing with the nadis. They start at the base of the body and they come up and out the nostrils. So when we're doing Nadi Shodhana, we're actually cleansing and balancing our energy body. But they end at the nose and they start at the groin. Okay, so back in the, so when we do external rotation here, we're getting some cleansing of our whole energetic body. So go ahead and bring your leg into Warrior Two, because I want to focus on what happens on the shoulder and the neck here. Okay, so Warrior Two. Look down at your knee and make sure you can't see your heel or your foot, that it's hidden behind your thigh. And then arms up. Let's flip the arms. So roll the shoulders back and down, down. And then just pronate. So just the forearms. Flip, reach the arms out side to side. Keep your neck long, keep your chin parallel to the floor as you slowly take your gaze out to the left side. Belly in, gazing to the left. Notice your range of motion, that how it is today that we've done all of this neck work and how it is usually, how comfortable your neck is in this pose. And then release the hands and arms and bring your gaze back to neutral. Good. And then let's do it on the right side. Make sure, we're going to do it standing in a moment because I want to take that one movement of our neck up to our standing poses because we spend so much time in them, rightfully so. So notice we've just closed off the right side for you. Good. And then arms up, shoulders up, back and down. Elbows can be bent. Flip the palms, lower the palms. Good. And then reach away. And with your neck nice and long, chin up, parallel to the floor, begin to take your gaze out to the right side. And just notice if your gaze is different than usual with the neck work. Notice if your neck feels more comfortable. Reaching to the side. And then on your next exhale, release your arms. And then let's inhale and bring our head back into neutral. Good. and then just release the leg. And then let's come up for just one little standing pose, okay? So spread your legs wide apart. So the pose we're going to work on is triangle. And I want to make sure that you do not go, this is not triangle, right? That's just kind of like a forward konasana. I don't know what it is. Triangle is when we are hinged here with that leg in external rotation. But the hinge comes from here, from this spot, right? So it's not, if you can't do it here, you can't probably do it there yet. Okay, so it doesn't mean anything's wrong with your pose, but well, it may be something wrong with your pose, but your body needs to adjust more to what's happening in the groin. So we're going to externally rotate again. Make sure you can't, with your knee bent, you can't see your heel, and then straighten the leg. And then we're going to lean over to that spot where we are a long line of energy. Release your left arm. You can even take it behind the leg if you'd like. Right arm to the ceiling. Let's all take it behind the leg. Don't press into the leg, just butt it up against the leg. And then let's take our gaze. Keep your neck long. Don't drop your head or neck. Take your gaze down to your big toe. Bring your gaze back into neutral. And then take your gaze up toward your fingers. And bring your gaze back into neutral. Good. Take a nice inhale and exhale up. Release the arms. Unrotate the leg. Rotate to the right side. Hide your heel with the knee bent. And then straighten the leg. Arms floating up. Good. And then reach until you get that Tadasana right here. Good. Drop. Just put the hand to the back of the leg. Don't drop into it. Each with your left arm. This is our triangle I'm looking for is the one that's right here. That this angle is equally long as this angle. Okay. Our toes, long neck. Keep the neck long. And get back into neutral. Good. Let's take an inhale and exhale. Briefly, warrior two. Release the arms, straighten the leg, and unrotate. Good. And then let's come back into Tadasana, or come into Tadasana. We haven't been there yet today. Just finding yourself in a standing Shavasana for a moment. Relax your pelvic floor. Relax your shoulders, your belly, your chest, your jaw. Relax the pelvic floor again, your shoulders again, chest again, jaw again. And then on your next inhale, let's open the eyes. Take the arms out to the side, flip the palms up, and then take the arms the rest of the way up. And then as we lean over, sort of like a standing banana, over to the left side, just stay there for a moment. Go ahead and flip the palm of your left hand toward the floor, so pronating. Lower the arm. Good. Keep your neck along with your spine. Reach down your leg a little bit. Neck stays with the spine. And then come back up to neutral and release the arm. Same thing to the other side. Sweep the arms out, flip the palms, arms all the way up. Reach up. Good. And then we're going to lean like a banana over to the right side. Drop the right arm down. Keep your head as an extension of your spine, like drop your head. Keep it up as an extension of your spine. And then walk your right arm down a little bit as you lean a little bit, but keep the head extending with the spine. And then exhale. Release the arm. Good. Just breathe for a moment. Relax your pelvic floor. See how much pelvic floor energy you needed to maintain that banana. Great. Okay. And then from standing for just a moment, go ahead and put your finger on your chin. So you just keep your chin stable and drop your ear over to the left shoulder. Take your finger off your chin, put it on your head and bring it back. Good. And then put your other finger on the dimple of your chin. If you had a dimple, make one with your finger. And then tilt the head, just the head, over to the side. And then use the finger to put the head back up. Good. And then we're going to head down to the floor. So you can come through your squat or your standing or whatever it is. So I want to just tell you what we're going to do for a moment when we get to the floor. One thing we're going to do is work with our vagal nerve briefly. So when we're laying on the floor, we're going to have our hands behind our neck. We're going to put our thumbs right at the SCMs, at the muscle, the big muscles in your neck. Your thumbs are just going to touch them. And you're going to keep your head stable. And as your head is stable, you're going to take your gaze to one side. You're going to hold for 15 seconds. Then you're going to bring your gaze back to neutral. And then you're going to take your gaze to the other side and hold for 15 seconds and then head back to neutral. Okay. And then after you've done that, you're going to release your hands and then you're going to just kind of walk your head over to the side and then to the other side. Okay. So go ahead and lie down. I'll lie down too and just walk us through it, but there's no need for you to get up because I don't want you to strain your neck or your head or your arteries and veins to do this. Okay. So just lying down. Your knees can be bent or your legs can be straightened out, whichever feels most comfortable for your back. And then just put your hands behind your neck and reach your thumbs around the front of your neck to just keep your head and neck stable. Make sure you have some curve back there that you could get a small mouse underneath your neck. Maybe I think I could get a gopher underneath mine. Belly is soft. So just being in this position for a moment, looking at the ceiling, breathing naturally. And then take your gaze over as far as you can with your head stable to the right side. As far as you can to the right side, just take it to the right and hold. Don't move your head. And bring your gaze back to the ceiling. Don't move your arms, don't move your head. And then take your gaze over to the left side as far as you can. Don't move your head. Head's looking at the ceiling. Face is looking at the ceiling. Just your eyes moving over to the corner of the sockets as far as they can, looking over to the side. And then bring your gaze back to the ceiling. And then release your arms down beside you. Just release the arms down beside you. Good. And then walk your head and gaze over to the side and just stay there for a few seconds. Just looking over to the side, either side you chose. Make sure your neck is not on your shoulder, that your neck is long. Make sure your chin isn't on your shoulder. So keep your head and neck long. And then gently bring your gaze back to neutral. So you have to take your head off just a tiny bit, not off the floor, but you have to like lift a little of the weight because the hair gets caught. Okay. And then over to the other side, take your gaze to the other side and just notice the range of motion and how your neck feels. Relax your shoulders, relax your shoulders, relax your shoulders. And then bring your head back to neutral. Good. And then let's go ahead and bend our knees. If you're inverting, you can come up to a bridge pose. If you're not inverting this morning, our knees are bent and we're just going to draw them into our chest for a moment, put our hands back behind them, lift the shoulders up and away from the pelvic basket, and just be in this position for a moment, like a little frog on its back. So either bridge, just lifting up, or a little frog on its back. Be sure you lift your shoulders away from your pelvic basket. Good. And then put your feet on the floor. So we're going to do one last little set of poses. We're going to turn over to face me as much as I can. And hopefully my microphone will be okay. Yeah, we'll take it off. Okay. So I'm just going to lay down on the side for a moment. And I'm bring my shins out and my knees out. And all I'm going to do is lift my leg and my head together. So I'm just crunching into the mid body 5 times. Okay, and then release and just push yourself away. You're going to go to the other side. Lay down on your side. Knees are at a right angle. I have a pillow under my head. You could put a pillow, a block, or anything. Just reach the arm over. Bend the knee. The knee stays to the other knee. So the knee lifts and you lift. Hold on to your head. Good. I think I did one more on the other side. Good. And then relax. Excellent. And then find your space onto your back. Stretch the whole body out again. And one more time into banana on either side. So raise your arms up overhead, lift up, point your toes for a minute, get really long right in the center of your body. Make sure you have some low back curve. You're reaching away and you have some low back curve. Good. And then gently just sort of walk your feet and your arms over to one side, forming that banana. You can even put you can reach the leg over a little bit. I have to bend my knee for that to happen so it doesn't hurt my hip. And then come back through the center and then a little bit to the other side. Just form a banana. And then back into the center. Good. And then looking for your Shavasana. So finding your Shavasana, palms facing up below the heart. Don't feel trapped by your mat. You can be big. You can feel like a starfish. Shoulders are pulled away from the pelvic basket and then shoulders are soft. Shoulder blades are firmly on the back. Letting your eyes roll back in the sockets and your tongue be soft in the mouth. Back of the hands soft on the floor. Notice your heartbeat, just imagining your heart in the middle of the body, beating gently, softly. Relax. Slowly and gently bringing your awareness into the breath, into the body. Beginning to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Wriggle your face. Nose, eyes, ears, mouth, everything. Open the mouth wide as if you were yawning as you put your feet on the floor, bend your knees, shake your bottom out a little bit, and then place your bottom over one side and roll to the other, curling up, safe and secure in embryo for just a moment. And then putting your upper hand on the floor, push the floor away, spiral up, coming up nice and soft and gently to a comfortable seat. Just letting your eyes close or take them to the floor. Letting all of the asana, pranayama, and meditation work their magic. Into the heart, Anjali Mudra. Any merit, we our diligent practice of yoga. We lift it up to the welfare of all sentient beings, remembering your intention. Bring that thought back into your mind. And then letting it slip from your mind back into your heart, symbolically from your heart into the palms of your hands. And that and any other offerings we might like to make this morning for health, for wellness, for peace. Let's lift those up and let them go off into the universe. Bringing the hands gently back into the heart. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Okay, I'm coming to you for a little discussion, hopefully. Hopefully you're going to remember how your breath was and be able to tell me if it got any longer or not. Let me fix it where you can speak. Good, and now let me get the spotlight off. If you want me, you can pin me, but otherwise I want to go to gallery. Okay, now I've got you all. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. Nice to see your name at least. And nice to have you here. Hi, Sky. Welcome. Nice to have you. Hi, Ken. Welcome back. Yeah, nice to see you all. Hi, Cam. I didn't make you co-host because you weren't early. You're usually super early. I made Jean co-host in case the internet went down. She didn't even know it. See, right now it says your internet connection is unstable.
Yeah, my alarm didn't go off today. So.
Oh, that must have meant you needed a little sleep. Thanks for being good to yourself and taking it. So I want to know how the pranayama went. How if you were exhaling based on your inhale, if you notice with an efficient exhale a little bit longer than your inhale got a little bit longer. Did that work for anybody? Yeah. So it's really our exhale that lets our body know how much space we have to inhale, right? So you can, it's a negative pressure that we're creating when we exhale. And then when we inhale, that positive pressure comes back in, right? So if we have a very efficient exhale, like pulling the belly to the spine, getting as much as we can out, we're always going to have about 30% of our air. That's our nature. We're not going to ever exhale it all out. But if we exhale out maximum that we can, then that allows for a much bigger inhale. So we're working on the exhale primarily when we have to breathe, like for a truly meditative state, for a samadhi state. your breath will suspend. It will just suspend. You won't breathe. And it may only suspend for several seconds, but it may feel like it's been hours in that sort of experience. So you won't breathe, literally. We won't take a breath, but your body doesn't need to take a breath because you have prepared it. And with these pranayam, what we learn to do is de-gas the body, because our hypothalamus listens and says, oh, there's too much CO2. I need to breathe. It doesn't listen and go, oh, I need oxygen. It says there's too much CO2. I need to breathe, right? So we really want to have that efficient CO2 removal. And that allows us to stay longer in that oxygenated state. Does that make sense to folks? Yeah. So we want to work on those efficient exhales. And when you're in a sympathetic mode, like there's no exhale going on, So if you ever find yourself in a sympathetic mode, like fight, fright, freeze, the thing to do is really take your belly muscles and pull them back as hard as you can. Pull your belly to your spine, pull your belly to your spine, pull, 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 release. Pull, 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 pull. So it's just to really focus down onto that abdominal breath to get you out of that sympathetic mode. Okay. And that can help people who have anxiety, to help them get out of anxiety. It can help people with depression. It can help all of our emotional imbalances because we go sympathetic without even realizing it sometimes. Sometimes we'll be holding our breath. That ever happened to anyone? Where all of a sudden you realize that you were holding your breath, right? So that's when we really have to focus on going into that exhalation. And you do it with your belly. And sometimes, like for, it also helps people with asthma to realize that they can control their breath better. I had a young man who lived with us for a while who had asthma, and I taught him this, and all of a sudden he thought he could control the world because he could get himself out of what would usually precipitate an asthma attack. He could get out of it all by himself because he learned how to breathe properly. So it was, and it's, we'll use it for people with COPD and other sorts of breathing things, but you can put your belly, hands on your belly, and you can even help your belly exhale by leaning over a little bit. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to, as soon as I shut up, I'm going to start an exhale. Okay. I'm going to take an inhale and start an exhale. Okay, so what I did was push my hands in my belly, and as I leaned over, that helps my belly hollow out, and my hands push even further into my belly. Breath really, 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 really pushing. And then when I'm gonna just let myself pop up, and the breath's gonna come in. Right, so that can help us when we get to that state of anxiety. We can do it with just exhaling while we're standing up or sitting down, but if we really know that we need to sit down, lean over, all the way out. Big exhale coming up, right? So that helps us to take it down into our abdominal area. So I wanted, today my whole thing was, and how was your meditation? Following just that very simple lengthened exhale. How was your meditation this morning? Just following the lengthened exhale. Was it easier? Did it feel smoother? Yes, Sky.
I was going to say, I really, really loved holding my belly during the first part of the pranayam. And just, there was something about that that felt very safe and secure and stable. And then you had us take the hands away. And I went into meditation very quickly. Just felt very relaxed, and it was very easy. It was a really smooth transition. So
that's what I want all of us to know, is we don't need a lot of pranayam to get us into a meditative state. I mean, I'm surely it's more the merrier, right? But if you have been a long time meditator, sometimes you just really need a few good breaths to put you in that state. It's not like you have to do half an hour of pranayama to sit in meditation. It's just, if you can, great, wonderful, more power to you. But a lot of us have things that won't allow that to happen. And so we push off doing our practice because we don't think we have time for it. But you spent about 5 or 6 minutes, well, I talked for a few minutes today. So you spent about 5 minutes in pranayama and 5 minutes in meditation. And I'd be thrilled if everybody in the world spent 10 minutes a day in meditation. We'd have a totally different world, if everybody could just spend 10 minutes a day, 5 in pranayama and 5 and 10 in meditation, 5 in meditation, you know. It'd be a totally different way of acting with people and the way that we are. So, you know, one of the things I love about only having an hour class together is that we see really what's possible in a little amount of time. You know, we have 10 minutes that we do our pranayama. Normally we'll do 10 minutes of pranayama and 5 minutes of meditation. But today I took a little longer explaining what we were going to do. And I also wanted to explain the difference between dharana, concentration, dhyan, meditation, and samadhi, the 3 internal limbs of yoga, to just have us understand that it's all internal what's happening. Your teacher can't know what you're going through. They can teach you dharana, they can give you objects of concentration all day long, but they can't teach you meditation. That's just between you and Ishvara. Yeah, whether or not you did it. You can tell someone you did it, but you know, whether or not you did it, you're the only one who really knows. And they often call meditation, you know, meditation and absorption are different. Like when you're meditating, it's you and the object of concentration. You're still there. You were just able to do enough mind yoga, mind yoking, that you actually stayed with that object of concentration. So be it Om or be it, you know, a candle flame, that whatever you were thinking of, you actually thought of that only for the whole time, right? That's a meditative state where when you fall off and whatever that candle or flame or Om is, and you sort of don't realize that there's a separation, that's the samadhi state. Yeah. So I wanted just to kind of explain that a little bit. Yeah. Any questions about the asana? We did things pretty simple. How was your neck? Jolanta, how's your neck? Did people notice your range of motion increased with what you were able to do at the beginning and what you were able to do at the end? Jean, I can see that my internet connection, I think, went wonky. But what are you saying, Jean? I can see you're saying something.
Yeah, the range of motion increased substantially for me. I have problems on both sides of my neck. So yeah, it was very beneficial.
Good, good. And Jolanta, how was it for you? Did you get the places that it was like not feeling good?
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of them loosened up, but for some reason, towards the end, what we were doing with the neck, I felt more like an extension of the neck, like I guess like the beginning of this, I don't know, like, you know, like more like to the bottom. Like initially it was here more and like a headache. Headache is gone. I just noticed. Oh my God, thank you so much. It took you asking me. Yeah, but I felt.
Oh, that's right. I had a headache.
Oh, exactly. Really bad one, actually. So yes, but so thank you. And some movements I've never done, like with the eagle arms and going up and down and doing this in a different position. Also the one that we did on the side with the cat and the knee. I'm gonna keep doing that. Thank you. That's
really good for building the sides of the neck, because we don't work on that very often, right? And it also builds your TFL and everything in your hip and your side body. Yeah.
And I assume that's also for vagal nerve, right? Because it goes all the way down and yes. Yeah, I read a lot about it recently. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else neck, just like a drastic improvement when you first started? And isn't it amazing? Our body will stop us before before we really get to where we have to go. And then the next time we go, we're like, oh, well, of course I could go that far. But our body is so careful with us. And sometimes we don't realize that it's just being careful. It's our autonomic system protecting us and keeping us healthy and safe, right? So we can do more things than we think we can do, but we have to do it slowly and safely and show our body that we are safe. And if I do that and then I push and it hurts, my body's not going to even go as far as it went the first time, right? It always has to be just gentle. And then it's like, oh yeah, that was fun. Right?
Yeah, I also felt that my neck loosened up very quickly. And very often it feels stiff in the morning, but it loosened up very easily.
Good. Excellent. And did you find that when we got up and we were actually doing like warrior and we did triangle, that you could actually take your gaze up and down, and sometimes you can't do it, right? Good, good. Yeah, so it's just keeping the neck long and thinking of it being, well, it helps that I have a long neck, but you know, keeping the neck long and supple, right? But because I have those they're not broken bones. You know, when you crack a bone, I have those bones cracked from a car accident, that 2 cervical processes. And so it's grainy in there, and it goes, and I can hear that every time. Now I pay no attention to this. Was 1984, so let me tell you, it's like been there for a long time. But it still makes the noise on that side, right? But the noise even gets, instead of going, the noise goes. I don't know how else to explain it, because there's still noise, but the noise smooths out.
It sounds to me like it's well oiled. You have some serious can of oil there. It is well oiled.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. It is weird. Okay, everybody. Well, it's really great hanging out with you. I'm glad you came to class, and good Lord willing, I'll see you next Tuesday. I have not taken the time. I've not had the time, really. I've been working on the budget and the catalog for Mount Madonna. And as soon as that's put to bed next week, I'm going to actually upload all of these videos that we've been doing since I got back. I just haven't had time to do it. Yes, 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 Amy. And yeah, so really nice hanging out with you. I appreciate you all. I'm going to stay on. Jolanta and Amy, you're going to stay on with me for just a sec. Okay. All right. Much love, everybody. Have a great rest of the week. Have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ginger.